Next on The Shield, diversity here in Porter County. We take a look at the university's role in this national issue.
Plus, a new train safety law could pose issues for students who take the South Shore Line into Chicago.
Temperatures have been on the rise this week, but how much longer is that going to last? I'll have the answer coming up. This episode of The Shield starts right now.
Diversity in police force has been a national issue for some time now. In part 2 of this special report, I take a look at how Valparaiso University Police are handling this subject. Diversity is something that the Valparaiso University Police Department has been working on for the past several years and is the continued effort within the Valpo community.
You talk about diversity, I'm proud to say that we've been a real diverse police department. In the last several years, there was 3 black officers in Porter County, and up until recently, we had 2 of the 3 black. And one of our officers is, while he left us, he became a prosecutor in Lee County, Indiana.
Chuck then stated that he is proud of his department in the community of Valparaiso University. Assistant Police Chief Garber talks on what they look for in hiring officers.
We, in the selection process, as we hire people, we're looking at for folks that are diverse. Once they come here, we send them to different training for diversity during the FTO process.
Chuck noted that several years ago they introduced Coffee with the Cop. This allowed them to have a sit-down with one another with someone from the Valparaiso University community. He also holds a class section at the beginning of every school year for the international students. This allows him to discuss our laws both in the United States and in Indiana. Assistant Chief Garber of Valparaiso University Police Department tells students what they can do if they feel like they have been discriminated against with a police officer.
If you feel that you were targeted or treated unfairly, bring it back to the chief, to the assistant chief. There's all kind of avenues so that it does get investigated if something is they feel is wrong. I think across the whole country we should try mirroring the community.
Andrew Whitmyer reporting.
The South Shore Line, as well as many other railroads across the country, must implement a new wireless safety communication system by January 1st, 2016. It's called the Positive Train Control, or PTC, but what many railroads, including the South Shore Line, say is that the deadline isn't feasible given the cost of the equipment. Metra officials recently voted to shut down service if the deadline is not extended, and this would also close the South Shore train line. There is currently a bill circulating the General Assembly in Washington to extend the deadline to 2018.
In late afternoon last Thursday, a small fire broke out on the roof at Tony's Restaurant in downtown Valparaiso. Emergency vehicles covered on the small business in between Buffalo Wild Wings and Pat's Ice Cream Parlor. Lincoln Way Highway was closed to all traffic for over a half an hour. According to the battalion chief of the Valparaiso Fire Department, no injuries were reported and the fire was caused by a malfunctioning ventilation fan. This past weekend, along with the American Cancer Society, Valpo held Relay for Life on Brown Field. Even though the rain and cold ended the event early, many groups walked the track in honor of everyone affected by cancer. Prizes were awarded to groups with the most money raised, most spirit, and the best tent decorations. With every lap, the e-board of Relay for Life hope that they will be one step closer to finding a cure for cancer.
Relay for Life is really great because all the proceeds go to the American Cancer Society, and they do a plethora of things, but the Relay proceeds specifically go to research and development for finding a cure for cancer. So I know our exec board truly believes that within our lifetimes we will find a cure for cancer.
It really is a great thing to do. I love Relay cause, and because I've had people affected with cancer. I think everyone has at some point, so it's a great cause.
Now, we've had a couple fall-like temperatures so far this year, but with more on that, we're going to turn it over to meteorologist Kyle Brown.
Hey, so it was a really nice day out there today, much different than yesterday. We had a lot of cloud cover yesterday, but today we saw plenty of sunshine, and temperatures were in the mid-70s today, so that was a nice change of pace for us. But we do have a bit of a change on the way. We have cooler temperatures to talk about, and with that, we are monitoring the chance for some rain. So we're maybe talking mostly going to be dry tomorrow, but some rain on the way later on. We'll have the details on that coming up.
Thanks, Kyle. Rushing floods.
Next on the Shield, South Carolina is being tormented by tremendous amounts of water.
Plus, a note threatening a school shooting was found at yet another Oregon university. Stay tuned with us.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's a better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it... If Daniel won't change your mind, baby, right.
Broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
On a campus plagued with terrible weather, Valpo students suffer from boredom with no motivation to leave their room. They begin to search for free movies and stumble upon Valpo's new free movie streaming website, where you get unlimited free access to recent movies like Despicable Me 2 and Jobs at the tips of your fingers. So if you're feeling bored, then don't wait. Grab some friends, find a seat.
Welcome back to the Shield. South Carolina is still feeling the effects of ongoing relentless floods that began this weekend. 17 people are reported to be dead and damages are an estimated over $1 billion. However, many residents are stepping up to help their communities. Jan Premis has the latest from Columbia, South Carolina.
FEMA assessors on the ground.
Relief operations are underway in South Carolina even as dams breach and evacuations continue. 35 dams are currently being monitored throughout the state. Of those, at least 11 have failed since Saturday. The Beaver Creek Dam, which officials had warned was on the brink of failure, has been stabilized.
This is a time of faith, this is a time of strength, and this is a time of taking care of each other and neighbors taking care of neighbors. And if we do that, we will come out of this better than we have before.
Hundreds of National Guard members are in Columbia to assist with mitigation efforts. Chinook helicopters have been flying over the area, dropping sandbags and equipment to repair dams.
It's going to take a while for us to get back to where we are. But the collective effort we've had from state, local, and federal officials leading on this issue, I'm convinced that we'll get there sooner than people expect.
The National Guard isn't alone in the effort. Residents of upstate South Carolina are stepping up to support affected communities, donating food, water, and toys to help displaced neighbors.
I read in the news this morning that they had a really urgent need, so I didn't hesitate to just kind of drop everything and put as much water as I could in my car and delivered it as soon as I could.
In Columbia, South Carolina, I'm Jan Pomerans reporting.
Police say the note was found Tuesday night at the University of Southern Oregon in Ashland. The note reportedly made threats towards students. Ashland police are investigating and are not releasing specific details. Frederick Creek, the director of public safety at SOU, stated that they are not asking the students to evacuate. Rather, the school is providing a safe place for the students inside their dorms and dining hall.
We take all these,
Creek stated the
these
students
threats
are in
against
good
us,
spirits.
and we assess them, and we make decisions based on how comfortable we feel with exposing our students and
Before
our
these
employees
incidents.
to threats. And we've made a decision to take this posture, and we stand by it.
Creek stated the students are in good spirits. They do plan to have available counselors for the students on campus, due to the alert system SOU has in place. They are ready for these incidents. Parents also can be notified by this system. He says he spoke to a dozen parents Tuesday night, and they were being compassionate. Wednesday classes were also canceled.
The search continues for the 33 El Faro crew members that went missing this past week. The ship was last sighted near the Bahamas, and the U.S. Coast Guard has concluded that the boat sank while Hurricane Joaquin was in the Caribbean Sea. Larry Ligari, Fred of the El Caro captain, said that the ship's cargo may have played a role in its demise.
The type of cargo they had on board were vehicles lashed down on the main deck. It was a roll-on, roll-off type of ship. That meant it had cargo doors on the side, and once the seas got so heavy and the cargo shifted, they could have breached those cargo hatches on the side of the vessel, causing it to take on water.
Larry Legree says the captain, Michael Davidson, was a very qualified and a terrific captain. He believed that Davidson thought he could overturn the storm. The El Faro's owners say the ship's main populations failed, which stained the crew in the path of Hurricane Joaquin. Searchers have found debris, but not the ship or survivors.
Vicki Gardner, the lone supervisor of the August 26th shooting that killed WDBJ-7's Allison Parker and Adam Ward, says she's incredibly lucky. Gardner says she has a long road to recovery, and her strength comes from the amazing amounts of support she has received. She talked with CNN's Anderson Cooper Tuesday night about that devastating morning.
I immediately, without necessarily thinking, I don't know what caused me to react in this way, but I dropped to the ground exactly when he did. We were down on the ground side by side. I was not hit, he was. And I basically just was in a fetal position, so to speak, and I played dead. I just did everything in my power to contain myself, just to lay there in hopes that it was over and that he would think that he had accomplished his mission. He did come back. There was other things, of course, Allison. I did not see what happened to Allison, but he did come back. He stood over me. He shot me in the back, which I had really thought was much worse. I anticipated that he was going to shoot me in the head. I don't know. I think he may have run out.
It's more than just candy and costumes. For retailers, Halloween is the final stop before the crucial holiday shopping season. The holiday will ring up billions of dollars in sales, but retailers hope certain trend lines will look more sweet than spooky. Karen Cafu has today's Consumer Watch.
Each August, Lorenzo Caltagirone turns his Arlington, Virginia store from total party to total fright, masquerading as a Halloween headquarters for the season.
People actually start buying costumes as early as September. And as far as decor, people spend a lot of money on decor, and now's the time, beginning of October, late September, where people spend a lot of money.
Candy, skeletons, pumpkins, and costumes may seem frivolous.
Are you gonna be able to walk in there?
Yeah. But small stores like Total Fright and the big box retailers take Halloween seriously.
We know that 4 in 10 Americans say that they begin holiday shopping before Halloween. So for retailers, this is an extremely important time of year to get the attention of both Halloween shoppers and those early bird holiday shoppers.
The National Retail Federation estimates Americans celebrating Halloween will spend an average of $74, adding up to $6.9 billion overall, including $2.1 billion on candy and $2.5 billion on costumes.
All right, your total is $42.35.
That's actually a drop from last year when spending was expected to reach $7.4 billion. At this Walmart store in Maryland, manager Tashika Adams says consumers are coming in prepared.
Most of our customers have did their research online, so they know what they want when they come into our stores.
Consumers waiting for last-minute deals will probably find the basics.
Most party costume shops will be fully stocked. Make sure we don't run out of blood, which is like the #1 seller. Make sure we don't run out of witches' hats. things like that.
But the season's hottest costume trends like minions, princesses, and Star Wars for the kids, and politicos and superheroes for adults may move quickly, so last-minute shoppers may not find the best selection. For Consumer Watch, I'm Karen Kafa.
That does it for national news. Storm Shield meteorologist Kyle Brown has your full forecast when we come back. Stick with us.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's a better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it...
If Daniel won't change your mind, baby, 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 right.
Broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
Plenty of sunshine today gave way to temperature right now of 60 degrees under clear skies. We saw a nice high temperature today of 74, which was very nice compared to yesterday when it was just dreary and not cold but not warm either. And we saw a low temperature this morning of 48 degrees. You'll notice that both of our temperatures today were above normal, which is great news, but that is about to change. We'll have details on that coming up. Temperatures around the region a little bit cooler here, closer to the lake. You'll see temperatures in the upper 50s as where we have temperatures in the low 70s to upper 60s off to our south, and those temperatures are going to begin to move into our area by the time we move into the daytime hours tomorrow. We are monitoring the chances for some rain as well, so as you're headed off to any activities this evening, just a few patchy clouds to speak of. Dry conditions are going to be the story for tonight, but as we head off to classes for 9 a.m. Tomorrow morning, we're going to start to see rain off to the far north and west and a few clouds here in Valparaiso. As we put this model into motion, notice that for the most part the rain begins to dry out of the area. So for the most part, Thursday is going to be dry, but we are going to start to see the cloud cover move in, and then this is the main area of rain that we're concerned with. By about the 8 o'clock hour or so, that's when we'll start to see those rain showers move in. If we take a bigger picture here, notice that, again, here's the overall line of rain that we're going to be concerned with. And then I also want to point out that clear pocket over North Dakota and South Dakota. That's the area of high pressure that's going to be moving in on the backside, and that's going to keep our temperatures on the cool side Friday and into Saturday. How much rain are we talking about? Not very much at all, just enough to be an inconvenience for any activities. So what does this mean for temperatures now? Thursday overnight and into the daytime hours going to be in the low 50s, warm up into the mid 70s, so enjoy those temperatures while you can, because on Friday 9 a.m. temperatures are going to be barely breaking 60, and it's going to be kind of a cool day on Friday before we start to see the 70-degree temperatures return for your Sunday. Turning now to your forecast for tonight, low temperature of 52 degrees under partly cloudy skies. We will see some fog develop later on, which is what we've been seeing with these calm conditions. Those winds are going to be out of the west at about 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, high temperature 78 degrees. Again, enjoy the 70s while you can, because those temperatures are not going to last. Again, mainly dry day tomorrow until the rain moves in during the evening hours. Turning now to your 5-day forecast, a bit of a roller coaster when it comes to temperatures. 78 on Thursday before we hit the 60s Friday and Saturday, and then you'll see the 70s return for your time on Sunday.
Now, Kyle, I'm running the Chicago Marathon on Sunday, so it looks like we're going to have some pretty nice weather for that.
Yeah, definitely going to be a nice day for that. Not too cold, not too hot. It's really just going to be just right, and it's going to be dry. That's the big thing. No rain to worry about for the marathon.
Thanks, Kyle. Coming up after the break, Katie Nickoloau has an update on your Crusader athletics from the past week. Stay with us.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's a better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it...
If dying young won't change your mind, baby, 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 right.
Broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
Welcome back to The Shield. I'm Katie Nickoloau with today's sports update. It was a wild week in Crusader sports. The women's soccer teams won their first Horizon League contest of the season and welcomed UIC Flames to Brown Field this past Tuesday. The Crusaders struck first early in the game when Jenny Fassbinder scored her first goal of the season in the 27th minute. Just 54 seconds later, the Flames answered when Olivia Everin snuck one by Sydney Galvez-Daly. The game was tied at 1 all the way until the 74th minute when Vanessa Abad scored her first goal of the season, set up by Shelby O'Shilger. Jordan Tyndall added a goal late, and the Crusaders picked up a big Horizon League win over UIC 3-1 on Saturday. The Crusaders suffered their first loss in conference play at Oakland 3-1. They will look to improve their 2-1-1 conference record this Friday against Northern Kentucky. The volleyball team came into a huge matchup on Friday at 3-0 in the Horizon League play when they hosted the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. The emotion was there early for both teams as the first set came down to the wire. Oakland made a couple of big plays down the stretch and won the set 25-23. The Crusaders answered in the second match with their best set of the match, winning 25-16. In the crucial third set, both teams went back and forth throughout, but Oakland edged the Crusaders 27-25. Once again, the fourth set came all the way down to the wire, but Oakland won 25-23 and won the match 3-1. Men's soccer team picked up a pair of big wins this week, taking down number 23 Omaha 1-0 in overtime, then defeating Milwaukee on the road 1-0 as well. Andrew Avram scored his first career goal to take down Omaha, and Isaiah Madrid continued on his on-fire start to the year, scoring his 5th goal of the season. Nico Campbell has quietly been dominant as of late, as he has posted 5 straight shutouts. The Crusaders will look to continue their recent hot stretch on the road this Saturday. At Wright State, the football team picked up their first win of the season in a 42-35 win on the road over Davidson. Quarterback Ryan Clark was fantastic, tossing 5 touchdowns in the win. They will look for their second straight win on the road this Saturday at Drake. For more information on Crusaders athletics, log on to valpoathletics.com.
All right, thanks, Katie. Well, coming up next, Kyle has the last look at your weather forecast. Stay with us.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's a better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it...
broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
On a campus plagued with terrible weather, Valpo students suffer from boredom with no motivation to leave their room. They begin to search for free movies and stumble upon Valpo's new free movie streaming website, where you get unlimited free access to recent movies like Despicable Me 2 and Jobs at the tips of your fingers. So if you're feeling bored, then don't wait. Grab some friends, find a seat, and enjoy a movie on movies.valpo.edu.
Now Kyle joins us for a final look at your Storm Shield weather forecast.
So tomorrow's not going to be a washout. Let me stress that for you, but we are eyeing the chance for rain to move into the area sometime after the dinner hour. Temperatures are going to be nice as well. We're going to see a high temperature of 78 for tomorrow before we drop into the 60s Friday and Saturday. Friday's going to be a little breezy too, so it's going to be a chilly one with only a high of 61. But then by the time we start the next week, Sunday and into Monday, temperatures are going to rebound nicely into the 70s yet again. So a bit of a roller coaster, but bear with us, and I think we'll be in good shape.
All right, yeah, I know Kyle and Joey and Katie, I'm really liking this fall-like temperatures that we're seeing.
Yeah, you know, a little cool, but, you know, then we have the 70s to answer, and that makes it nice outside.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this edition of The Shield. For Katie, Kyle, Joey, and myself, Andrew, we'll be back next week.